it's that time of year again where basically UrinatingTree basically put out another video for everyone to see. Um, let's see what he says about my Florida Panthers and some other teams later hoping to do well in the season. Not to mention be destroyed by my cats. But other ones I want to basically be destroyed. Let's see what the season has to offer. In about 3, 2, 1.
I must admit my cynicism was misguided. The NHL will most likely not be experiencing a work stoppage in the short-term future.
Woo!
Is this optimism I'm feeling? Hockey doing what's best for the health of their league. Interesting. Carry on with the season preview. I'm gonna be honest here, I don't know what to think about the Bruins this season. Yes, they have their main core back. They have decent depth. There are no signs that there will be a sudden collapse. But I keep getting this feeling that last year was your shot. The failure of Game 7 may haunt you for a while to come. I'm not saying that you're finished, but that may have been your last chance you get that close. You were too close to the cap to make huge splashes, but there is still youth afoot. The question now is, how do they respond? Do they experience the cup hangover or come out guns a-blazing? Thus is the great riddle of life. You'll probably be cramped for space just like a TD Garden, though. Man, how greedy can you get? At this point in time, I have no cares for what Buffalo may or may not boast. I just want to see some sort of goddamn progress from the basement. Look, you grossly overpaid Jeff Skinner for a great year. You made a nice deal for Mojo. You got promising defensemen in Colin Miller and Jukka Harju, but none of that matters if you just keep spinning the hamster wheel for yet another year. There is a time for rebuilding and a time for action. You know what time it truly is. The fruits of results. Ralph Kruger did decent work in Edmonton, but he's got a challenge ahead of him in the top-heavy Atlantic. After years of futility, no eyes will be on the Sabres. And honestly, that may be a good thing.
Rolls around that.
Hurricanes man is currently in a catatonic delusion thanks to the events that have unfolded. What we get now is a team loading up for a potentially deep run at the cup.
Overgrown
Last
voice?
year gave them a taste of what could unfold. Thus, the objective was to fortify the
I
team.
even became a fan of this
Jake
team
Gardner,
now. I
Ryan
hated this team
Dzingel,
so
Joel
much.
Edmondson, Eric Holla, James
Am I
Reimer,
blind?
they're all here.
Am I
they
blind?
even prevented Sebastian Aho from being poached by those fucking Quebecers. Signs point to a shot at returning to the conference finals, but that will depend on how the goaltending holds up. Mrazek is back in the fold, but he needs to show that he's legit and not just an inconsistent flash or two. The Metro will once again be brutal this time around. I hope the farm is ready for the onslaught that is to come. No Justin Williams to save them this time around. Well, congrats on winning a playoff series. The only cost is losing 3 of your best players for nothing and a litany of questions regarding the team. Will the youth be enough to withstand the loss of elite talent? Is the goaltending anywhere near the level of Bobrovsky? Can the rest of the team step up and bring them back from the brink? There are too many doubts to back this horse all the way, and there will continue to be throughout the year. It would be foolish enough to dismiss them outright, but only bringing in Gustav Nyquist won't be enough to turn the tides of opinion. Perhaps Ryan Murray won't be dicked over by injury this year as well, but a man can dream. I'm honestly surprised that Stevie ended up coming back. I figured it was all but a lost cause when Mr. I died, but perhaps there's something here that can lead to more. The young core is starting to form, but it will need time to truly develop. This is going to be a year where you're still paying for the sins of Illich's final years, but you're at least near the end of the line. You even brought back Valtteri Filppula for reasons of nostalgia. Cronwell will not be included in this reunion. It's at this point where they're looking for signs to build off of. I just hope Yzerman learned from his mistakes in Tampa. I'd rather see evolution than a repeat.
Woo!
Even the gods have had enough of this team's constant futility, despite everything done for them. This year is critical for everyone in that organization, and management knows it. A prestigious coach in Joel Quenneville paid handsomely for his services, bringing in depth like Strawman and Achari, and the new top netminder in Sergei Bobrovsky given an incredible sum to lead the way. It's do or die time. The organization has grown tired of the same results. If a step forward isn't taken, I expect the guillotine will need sharpening, if you know what I mean. Not just from Dale Talon, but perhaps that talented core as well. It would be a shame if they'd have to dismantle. Please don't let them do this.
Let's see.
Once again,
Marlins,
Montreal is a
Dolphins.
really hard team to
Who's
crack.
next?
They have youth and speed being infused near daily. The old guard still performing as advertised, yet I just don't know if they're playoff bound or not. Last year they missed out by a point, but signs pointed to a strong future. Now, who the hell knows what's happening with Jonathan Drouin? Is he getting traded or is he not? I'd like an answer quickly, please. Max Domi is also a man who's going to parlay his success into a huge payday. More reinforcements from youth are on the way, but tough choices will have to be made if things go south. I don't think they will, but stranger things have happened. It's what led us to this point to begin with.
Series.
On the contrary to last offseason, the Devils feel the time is right to strike. Huge splashes made to give the team an extra jolt that they lacked. trading for a true power play quarterback in PK Subban, a high-risk, high-reward Russian star in
Nice.
Nikita Gusev, and the worn-down old guard in Wayne Simmons. And then you remember they won the lottery and drafted Jack Hughes. You may ask yourself, why now? Trust me, it's for a good reason. This year is their audition for Taylor Hall's long-term home. They know he's the main cog to their machine and are doing everything to persuade him to stay. Hell, even Corey Schneider seems to have found new life in net, or so it seems. We're going to need to see that 2017 wasn't a fluke, and the
Big
Devils are
Stones left
surely
over from
banking
the
on it for the
Vancouver
sake of
organization.
Hall. I know everyone was completely stunned when the Islanders made the playoffs last year, but that's what good coaching will do to a team that lacks a true superstar. Most of the main core is returned, which is both good and bad. Bad in that they failed to woo the bread man to the island despite more money offered. The real question, though, lies in the net. A lot of their success was predicated on a career year for Robin Lehner, and now he's gone west. In his stead comes Semyon Varlamov, another talent but suffered from consistency issues last year. If he can be insulated like Lehner was, he should be fine, but what's their true upside? Is it second round or bust again?
Did they
I
get
need
the
to
new
see more from
stadium
them this
yet?
time around, not gonna lie. What the Rangers accomplished
Where
in
aren't
many
the
eyes
Knicks?
is the
That's
fastest rebuild in
hilarious.
NHL history. You had about 1 year of pain and now the pressure is back on to compete. Such is what happens when you splurge on Jacob Trouba and pay him handsomely. It's how you scored big with the top prospect in Capo Caco. The big prize, though, Artemi Panarin. Paid roughly the equivalent of the Waldorf Astoria to play for the Rags. Despite what this team offers in terms of talent and potential, be careful jumping on this team feet first. Team defense was a major issue last year, and they'll need to prove they're gone before I take them seriously. We also need to see if Georgiev is truly the real deal or if they'll have to drag out King Henrik for long periods yet again. I see more of a high chance of volatility than anything. They could surprise or fall flat on their face. The young core will be something to see either way. More and more, I simply feel bad for Pierre Dorion. Despite everything that man does, he is still at the whims and fancies of a meddling asswipe who does more damage to the NHL brand than any former player lawsuits could. Most moves made this offseason weren't done for the
Greg
sake
Anderson
of team
still
building
playing
or
for that
tactical
team?
fit, but for the sake of saving money. They mostly went after players whose signing bonuses were already paid, like Anisimov, to get to the cap floor, yet still save Melnick a few bucks. Even then, they'll puzzle us by making moves to secure a long-term future with Colin White and Tom Shabbat. If that future is in Ottawa, I don't know. If Melnick's antics with gambling debts and private jets are anything to go by, yeah, make him sell the goddamn team already. It's a Flyer tradition as old as time. Being overly knee-jerk to certain elements in the hope of getting back to the cup. Most of the times they've tried it, it's backfired horrifically on them, but real Flyers hockey hasn't been done yet, apparently. They have a real goalie in Carter Hart, so the time is apparently now to strike. The defense getting significantly older with Matt Niskanen and Justin Braun. Ivan Provorov getting a nice payday. Gostisbehere being rumored in trades every 3 days, and the big fish in Kevin Hayes. Signed to a ghastly contract that looked bad the moment pen was put to paper. Despite the skill on display, Philly is still choosing to put all of their eggs in the basket of Carter Hart. If he regresses or gets injured, it may be another long year. Although it does come with a refurbished Alain Vigneault. That's good, right?
If not, there's a bar in Philly that
gazes into his
worships
shrine
the
to the
Blues.
hockey gods and asks one question before he goes to bed. How do I beat you? Tom Wilson's smile cuts deep into his sanity, and his moves since the last cup win have been incredibly baffling. Last year proved the team had gone stale and a massive shakeup was needed. Out go Mata and Kessel, in come Alex Galchenyuk and Dominic Cahoon. With that cap savings, you'd think logic would prevail, but JR decided to piss everyone off again by grossly overpaying Brandon Tanev. Much salt ensued. This season, if Matt Murray doesn't stand on his head, much salt will ensue. If Jack Johnson is traded but significant sweeteners are tacked on for someone to take his
Honestly, I wonder
contract,
if that's gonna be the
much
Blues.
salt will ensue. You know I
dead
can't
to
take the
me.
Lightning seriously after the
Wow.
shit they pulled for those 6 days in April. Just like every other team that suffers such a humiliating defeat, that stench doesn't come off easily. The only cure is to win a championship. Virginia did it the year after their choke, you can too. Well, I would think this if they made an effort to fix their issues. Things went about the same as usual in Tampa. Hell, they even brought in yet another former Ranger in Kevin Shattenkirk. Also a playoff warrior in Patrick Maroon, who is a prime candidate for regression due to his style of play. The core still remains intact, and Braden Point got a bridge deal for 3 years. Congratulations, you have learned nothing. Even if it's cup or bust for them, at least they got a puppy. You would be surprised to know that this pooch wasn't a former New York Ranger. A broken city with broken dreams after losing to Boston yet again will drive anyone to the edge of insanity. That's what's happened to the Maple Leafs. In an all-in effort to force a cup back to Canada, some moves were made that may have significant impact on this team's future. Tyson Barrie acquired from Colorado, but probably is a 1-year rental. Alex Kerfoot cheaper than Kadri, but extended all the same. The true question was with Mitch Marner. Holding out deep into September, he got exactly what he wanted. Matthews money. With this signing, Toronto now has invested over $40 million per year in 4 players for 5 years. With the chance for Cap L extremely high, this is the year to do it. They don't just want a series win, they want to end the pain. They want to stop hearing the voices of Boston in their heads. I only hope they get the help they need. And no, that answer is not bringing back David Clarkson's dead cap, as ironic as it may be. This is the part of the Cup hangover where the buzz and excitement of that playoff run starts to fade and you just want to get back there again. I speak from experience as a rival. The memories will be cherished, but that's all they are. Memories. Now the Capitals are choosing a different approach to building their team. Instead of the speed that most teams are going for now, they have April and May in mind. They've gotten significantly grittier. Moves made to bring in Garnet Hathaway and the Lumberjack himself are going to make them a bitch to play against. Tom Wilson's evolution into the new age Brad Marchand will be something to watch, but so will Evgeny Kuznetsov. He's chosen to explore a different kind of powder, if you catch my drift. He's only been suspended 3 games by the NHL, but it's still an iffy situation. No biggie though, Ovechkin will do his thing on the power play and you'll be fine, right? At this point, trying to predict anything that will happen is foolish and will most likely blow up in my face. Unfortunately for you, it's never stopped me from trying. Representing the Atlantic this time around will be Tampa Bay, Toronto, Boston, Florida, and Montreal. The Metro, a paltry spread of the Capitals, Hurricanes, and Devils. The wildcard spots are wide open though, so anybody can really take it. At the top, Tampa Bay may be dead to me, but they usually show up until April or May, so that's why they'll probably dominate again. Remember, you have to win it all or else the shitty jokes won't stop.
3 championships,
and we won't get the memes anymore from him.
And they salute their fans.
The Storm Surge. Got it. That's where it ends. Okay. So, yeah, that was... That was fun. So, yeah. I mean, Florida Panthers have done everything but throw the kitchen sink. They drafted, they signed, they spent. What more can they do? Blow up the team like the Dolphins and the Marlins? No! Now, if I were to pick any team that basically wants to tank for the next few years, I would say... the Florida Panthers. It pains me to say that. As long as Pat Riley's around the Heat organization, there is no way they're gonna tank for anything. At most, like once a year, they get 1 or 2 years at most that they're out of the playoff like hunt or race, but that's about it. Florida Panthers, on the other hand, I see them. If this doesn't work out this season, I can see them blowing it up. I would not be surprised. I'll be sad, but I should not be surprised. Okay, then. If I do the Western Conference, it will probably be a little bit wild, but hopefully I can do it. All right, thanks everyone for listening and seeing my video. Click to subscribe, and stay safe.